to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Hi, it's Ebro in the Morning. Laura Stiles on maternity leave. We will check in with Mama Stiles soon come. We got Rosenberg, and we're sitting with the OG today, Jay Prince. What's up, sir? How you doing?
Oh, yeah. Good morning. How y'all doing?
We blessed. So first things first, he's got the new wine bottle showcased ever so beautifully behind him. What's the name of the wine line, man?
Loyalty, man.
Of course it is.
How long has this been in the works, this loyalty wine?
I just released it on October the 31st, so it's fresh.
So you got 4 different bottles there. Is this for sale everywhere?
Yeah. Well, right now it's online.
Okay.
18-wheelers are headed to a state near you for 21st of December.
Now, this business, a lot of people think is really just about the liquid inside the bottle. Me knowing you all these years, I have to assume that you might have purchased a vineyard somewhere and own the soil and all the minerals in the ground and the grapes and everything.
Yeah, well, I definitely had the opportunity to visit a lot of vineyards and actually was negotiating on one, but I hadn't purchased one. But I went through many of grapes, man, to pick this formula that I wanted for loyalty.
Has wine always been a thing for you? You always just been a wine connoisseur yourself?
Well, I started late in the game, you know what I mean? When I was winding down, you know what I mean? I eventually started tasting wine. I saw this doctor by the name of Dr. Red Duke, and I listened to him one day. He's a surgeon out of Houston. He was bragging on all of the the good things, the healthy things about wine. So he caught my attention, and I started sipping ever since.
Now, you are a person, I think you have talked about this before, about making investments into your hobbies and habits. Is that I mean, obviously you've encouraged those things, and many people who are, very wealthy encouraged to, look, if you're into it, figure out a way, and you have fun with it, figure out a way for you to actually make some money doing it as well. Is that the motivation here?
Yeah, most definitely. Loyalty wine, complements my lifestyle. It's something that I do, and what better way to, do things you're passionate about and diversify and make some paper.
Let's talk about that loyalty thing. I think one of the more controversial moments in when you've decided to, address something publicly had to do with some things with NBA Youngboy. It's very rare that we hear your voice. Why in that scenario, is there anything you can share with us that where you felt like you needed to publicly vocalize what was going on there with NBA Youngboy?
Yeah, since then the little homie, reached out to me. We had a conversation. It was a disconnect. Come to find out, I had spoke to his brother and I had an understanding, and he, told me he didn't have the same understanding with his brother. So, we agreed to disagree, and ultimately we agreed, and it's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good moving forward. I think I said it best when I made the statement, I don't want to be his friend or his enemy. So it's all good with me as of today.
But what made you take a public stance? Because I know you operate behind the scenes. So I when I see you make a public motion, I interpret that as there's something you want people to learn. Or know.
Yeah, definitely I want them to learn, and I want them to know. You know what I mean? And publicly on this social media thing is a new method of communicating with the young. And it's important to communicate with the young, not only for myself, but for others. You know what I mean? And I don't like disconnects where beef is concerned. So when you see me speak public, normally it's out of love. You know what I mean? I'm trying to calm the storm before, things take off in a different direction. So that was my meaning behind it. You know what I mean? Just to let one know my position and where I stood.
Now, in less than 2 weeks, we're going to see a quote-unquote exhibition between Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. And I saw you throw up a post that this is something you got those guys together more than 10 years ago to try to make this happen. Can you tell us a little bit about how close you got then and what you expect to see on the 28th?
Yeah, I mean, I think me, Mike, and Roy, we got pretty close. Then we left my ranch with a meeting of the minds that we were ready to go. Now, the money wasn't agreed on that Roy wanted at the time, and he decided to take the Tarver fight. So we understand what took place in that fight.
We do.
But I'm glad to see them come together, now, and I'm wishing them the best, man.
Where do things stand with Jay Prince Boxing right now?
Oh man, I'm out here in Vegas actually right now, getting in training camp with Shakur Stevenson, getting ready to see him fight on December the 12th. Things stand right now is, I predict I would have this game in a headlock in 2021, 22.
Really?
Moving forward. So, yeah.
Well, with Shakur Stevenson, you got something there. I mean, we're talking about a kid who a lot of people are very excited about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he from y'all way out of New Jersey up there. He's special. And looking forward to see him come to fruition, man.
How do young fighters get on your radar? There's a lot of young guys that I hear about and see, and they're, young professionals, and they're trying to do their thing. But, at your level of having the right promoter and getting the right fights and getting the right look, people need help. And in many ways, it's like young rappers, right? Like you can have a lot of skills, but unless you have the right team around you, you may not get the right looks. How does a young fighter get on your radar?
Well, it normally begins in the amateur programs. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get on their radar as well. Through the amateur programs, I'm following them along the way. It's just like, in the NBA, basketball, football, you start watching these kids in high school, college, and eventually when they get ready to turn pro, you embrace the ones you're interested in. So, the same formula.
Got it. So you stick to the traditional script of doing things in that space.
Yeah, most of the time.
Have you ever been close to or worked with anyone close to that's reminded you of Andre Ward at his highest level, or is he just a different level altogether?
Well, Andre is definitely a special level, but when it comes to talent, this Shakur Stevenson, I even have other fighters. I have a 20-year-old, he just turned 21 actually, Jared Anderson, who got Tyson Fury ready for the Wilder fight. Real special fighter. Tyson Fury, even, admitted it out his own mouth, but he's a real special heavyweight that I predict will be champion another year or two as well.
I want to talk about your investments. You got the loyalty wine. We're talking about your boxing. I saw on your son's Instagram, he was out at the ranch. He'd be roping the little, doing the whole rodeo skit. I was like, okay, they're not playing. So, and interestingly enough, I've always wondered, with the amount of black folks that are cowboys, that own ranches, that grow up in that lifestyle, how come there hasn't been more of a push for the rodeo game for black athletes? And is that something you've ever explored? Can you enlighten us on that?
Well, I haven't really explored it, but I don't really know the answer to that one. I do know that it is a movement that's taking place where a lot of black cowboys are concerned, and they do have their own private rodeos and different things. But
and that's always been. There's always been black rodeos, but I guess I meant like getting that high profile look, and because you know, a fella like yourself and others have the money now to get these guys into the big, you know, the big
Yeah,
rodeos and the big
yeah.
sponsors.
I think my son Jazz may be working on that right now.
Got it.
You know, that never been something that I really wanted to pursue, but I love the lifestyle. I like to sit in the country. I tell them, you cut me down the middle, you got the best of both worlds.
Were you happy? You've met with political individuals before, and you've been politically inclined in Houston and in other ways in dealing with things. You've told us some stories of the past. Were you happy with how the election played out? And tell me what you was thinking about it the whole time, because I noticed you was very quiet, and this was a very important election.
Well, bro, you the best, man. Yeah, I was quiet for a reason. You know what I mean? I'm not just to be real. I'm not that big where politics are concerned, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And I'm wishing the best for America moving forward.
As a businessman, do you feel like the economy, economically speaking, is going to be pleasurable for you rich guys?
Well, I'm at a place in my life where I didn't accomplish more money than I could spend at this point. I basically done everything. I'm rooting more so for the middle class and the poor. You know what I mean? It's not, to me, it ain't even about the people that have money. So
you are very happy with the election without making anything specific.
Well, I'm a Republican. You know what I mean? I'm a Republican, so I don't know what none of these dudes gonna do until they actually do it. Right. You know what I mean? So I don't get too happy prematurely. I watch a man action his deeds, and if you make a believer out of me, then I'm a believer.
Any word from Scarface recently? We know he's been having some issues and needs a kidney. What's the situation there?
Yeah, Face is he's doing well. I actually think it's some donor possibilities that's on the table right now. So we looking forward. I'm thinking the beginning of next year sometime, things would be better for him.
I'm reading his book right now, and he tells a story about the early days of Ghetto Boys when he first signed to you, and it's amazing because he speaks of you with such reverence. He really does, in terms of what you were able to do and your business acumen. But in the early days, he also speaks of not knowing what was up and having a meeting with you when you called a meeting with the guys, and it turns out they were all strapped because nobody knew what was going to happen at this meeting. When do you think that relationship turned into one of business to one of real friendship and family and trust?
I think trust is something that has to be earned, and I think over the time, I was able to earn that trust and respect where they all are concerned. In the beginning, I was leery of them in the beginning, so that's just the way we tick. Coming out of the hood with strangers. But, one thing about time proves a lot about all of us.
As I heard rumblings of some movies about your life, about Rap a Lot, about, different time periods. How's that manifesting?
It seemed to be manifesting slowly but surely. I got some news the other day that Denzel Washington's son wanted me to know that he was interested in playing me. Ooh. So I've been kind of waiting on somebody that I feel could deliver my character.
Now,
so
how would you want to break the story up? Is it a one movie thing? Do you see this as a series? How do you see this? Because I don't see this whole story happening in one movie. I feel like it'll be rushed.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It definitely is too much to be in a movie. So I'm open for that series as well as the movie.
Yeah, they've been doing some good series out here. There's a lot of good stories that, they're able to take their time and get into the nuances of the characters and break it up into eras and things like that. Because your early days. Now listen, don't short us, man. Don't act brand new and not give us the early days.
Because there's a lot. That's a whole story in and of itself.
Yeah, no, that's real talk. I purposely didn't put a lot of that in the book because I wanted to deliver it on the screen. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that piece.
And invite somebody to the table that was on the other side, Jay. Don't just you know what I'm saying? Give us the whole thing, man.
Man. Hey, man, them people don't like me still.
I know that we need that story too,
Right.
man. Come on.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm gonna do the best I could do.
There you go, brother. Good job, man. That's the OG right there, Jay Prince. Ask for that loyalty wine. You can get it on the website. The trucks is rolling out. And basically what you're looking at back there is another 50 years set up for him and the family and other people to make a lot of money, because that's what this is about. The wine money doesn't come today.
That's what they tell me. It's slow, but it's sure.
Yeah.
Jay, which loyalty wine will you be sipping with turkey on Thanksgiving? What's the appropriate wine for Thanksgiving?
Man, I'm gonna do that cab. You know what I mean? I really like that cab. I like the Merlot as well, but I'm gonna do that cab on Turkey Day.
Sounds great. Man.
How many bottles? You put together? You put down a bottle of two? Are you a 2-bottle on a Thanksgiving kind of guy?
I'm still a virgin almost. You know what I mean? So it don't take but a glass and I get lit. I finished the first bottle the other day on this podcast I was on, man, and
shout to Nori and the whole Drink Champs family.
Nori,
Yo, I thought they was gonna have you drunk. I was like, eesh, I don't know. I never seen this before.
Yeah, we don't want these stories can get crazy.
I looked at my eyes, man. I said, ain't no so my eyes look like that.
Happy Thanksgiving, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, same to y'all, bro.
Great seeing you, sir. Take care.